Trust you're feeling well this morning. I'm glad to see you're able to show up for the second day of our 5-day group practice. And hopefully you had a chance yesterday to apply what we had practiced yesterday for yourself, just to see if the process was a comfortable one. That's really the idea over the 5 days here. We will practice one specific technique each day. And these techniques are sourced from the first book of the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. So he outlines 5 specific techniques. And so yesterday we did the first of these techniques, and today we'll do the second one. But the idea is that, as Patanjali advises, is for us to find a technique which is most appealing to us, a technique which is most comfortable and easy for us to use. And then once we found that technique, to use it. So it's my purpose and my intention to just give you the experience of each of these techniques. And then with that you would apply them and explore them yourself, and then settle on 1 or 2 that you like, that you can use regularly. The other purpose of these 5-day group meditation practice is to help to develop the habit of meditating for a period of time at the same time every day. So we've set 11 o'clock Irish time as our time for meditation practice. But you can shift this to whatever time suits you. The idea is just staying regular and staying committed with it. From all my years of teaching meditation and helping people and instructing in the practice of meditation, this is usually the biggest challenge that people face. The challenge of meditation itself. We can work through that by becoming familiar with the process. The biggest challenge is just sitting down to do the practice. That's what I have found. And so today's technique, as I mentioned, is the second technique suggested by Patanjali as a way of developing one-pointed concentration. So really when we're looking at meditation practice, and I mentioned this yesterday, the actual practice of meditation cannot really be taught to you, because meditation is the state of simply being. That's what it is. So when we're meditating, we're in a meditative state. We're in a state of just being, where we're not engaged or entangled or associated with any aspect of reality, whether it be the things that are going on around us, or the things going on in our immediate environment or within our body, or the things going on in our mind. We're not associating with any of this. What we're just doing is sitting and existing and being, and that is meditation. So really what we're trying to do with the techniques that we're going to be practicing this week is to use them to be able to move into that space, into that meditative space. And that's all that this guidance and this instruction is doing, is just providing you a means to moving into that space. Once you're in that space, it's an intuitive experience. You just experience it. But what can happen is we can become distracted again and start associating with different aspects of reality. And so we're no longer just experiencing a state of being. We're now being, but we're being conditioned by association with different aspects of reality. So these techniques are just techniques to help move us into that space. And the techniques, in order to be able to move us into that space, help us to establish concentration, one-pointedness, so that we're not distracted. So concentration is fundamental to our being able to move into this space. So to begin then, just ensure you're sitting somewhere where you won't be distracted, somewhere quiet. And in that quiet space, you can just become aware of your physical body, sitting wherever it is that you're sitting, and ensure that it's comfortable. For the next 20 minutes or so, our intention is to remain still without movement. So it's best that you find a seated posture where you can remain relaxed, where you won't become uncomfortable and that won't become a cause of distraction. And in this seated posture, it's advised that your torso is upright, your spine is erect, allowing for the electrical currents within your body to move unrestricted through the nervous system and into your higher brain centers. So sitting comfortably, allow your hands to just relax in a position which is comfortable for you. And as you do so, keep your hands close to your hips or to your waist. And in this way, you'll avoid putting extra stress or strain on your shoulder and your neck muscles. So just allow your hands to relax in whatever position is comfortable, close to your waist. And we can just keep our eyes open for a moment. Become settled in our environment. Not needing to engage with the environment in any way, we can just be with ourselves, be in our posture, begin to notice the physical occurrences which are moving through the body, sensations in the muscles, and just to become relaxed. And as you sit there with your eyes open, not looking at anything particularly, still, breathing through your nose, begin to notice the breathing process as it naturally occurs. Notice each inhalation and exhalation. Simply observing the effect it has on your physiology. The rising and the falling of your chest. The moving outwards and moving inwards of your abdomen. The sensation of cool air entering through the nostrils and warm air exiting through the nostrils. And as you settle into your posture, and you settle into the observation of the natural flow of your breathing, when you're ready, just allow your eyes to close, helping you to move your attention inward. And now with your eyes closed, continue to pay attention to the breathing process. Pay particular attention to the rise and the fall of your chest. Notice how it expands on each inhalation and contracts on each exhalation. And now move your attention to your nose, paying particular attention to the flow of air moving in through the nostrils, which may be experienced as a cool current as the air touches the inside of your nostrils on entry, and a warm current as the air leaves the body on each exhalation. And noticing the sensation of the air coming in contact with the inside of the nostrils. You may notice that there's a greater flow of air current in one nostril than in another. Or perhaps the flow of air is equally balanced between both nostrils. In any case, it's perfect. We're just simply observing. So we can begin our practice, settling into our posture, becoming aware of the breathing process. And then we can use our intention to regulate our breathing, to regulate it, to help us to experience deeper relaxation, greater harmony between our minds and our bodies, and to cultivate a state of deeper concentration. So now, as you continue to observe your breathing process, each inhalation and exhalation, notice if your breathing is loud or quiet. And should you be making any noise of any kind, endeavor to remove this noise so that your breathing is quiet. And as you begin the process of regulating your breathing, ensuring that it's quiet, notice if there's any breakages or interruptions as you inhale and as you exhale, and endeavor to ensure that each inhalation is continuous without interruption. And again, that each exhalation is continuous without any break or interruption. Ensure your breathing is steady and flowing and quiet. And as we continue to regulate our breath, begin to notice the natural interval which occurs between each inhalation and exhalation. And again, between each exhalation and inhalation. There's a transition period which naturally occurs. Endeavor to eliminate any pause during this transition. Breathe, inhaling, and then transitioning directly into exhalation without any break, without any pause, without any interruption. And after exhalation, transition smoothly into inhalation, again, without any break, without any interruption. Now, as you endeavor to do this, you may notice that you will have to change your breathing rhythm slightly. This is okay. This is the practice of breath regulation. Continue to allow your breathing to flow so your inhalation is smooth and transitions without interruption into your exhalation. And once again, the transition is smooth back into inhalation, ensuring your breath is quiet, steady, and flowing. And now we can go a step further, continuing to regulate our breath as we continue to observe our smooth flowing inhalation and exhalation. Pay attention to the movement in your torso. Notice how your upper torso, the lung cavity, expands and contracts. And as your lung cavity expands on inhalation, notice how your abdominal muscle, the abdominal cavity, pushes outwards. Your belly moves outwards. And on exhalation, notice how your belly is pulled inwards towards the spine, pushing the diaphragm muscle back into its original position, expelling all air out of the lungs. So now, continuously observing the breath, allowing for the smooth flow of inhalation transitioning into exhalation to occur quietly. Observe the movement of your upper torso in relation to your lower torso, working to ensure that your lungs absorb the air, sending oxygen to every cell in your body, noticing how the lungs expel the carbon dioxide, the wasted, used oxygen, which gives life to your entire body. And the final step now in regulating our breathing. We endeavor to make the exhalation double the length in duration to the inhalation. So breathing in smoothly through the nostrils, we do so for the count of 1. Transitioning smoothly, exhaling for the count of 2. To facilitate this, you may notice that your inhalation is slightly quicker and that your exhalation is slow and calm. And continue to regulate the breath for as long as is comfortable. And then simply disregard the endeavor to regulate the breath and just notice the breathing process as it continues naturally, allowing it to return to whatever rhythm is natural. And sit in the silence, observing the natural rhythm of the breathing process. As you continue, you may begin to notice your breathing becomes very refined, very subtle, very light. And as a result, your attention moves deeper within. You become more internalized. When this occurs, endeavor to sit in the silence, internalized, removed from distraction, with your attention concentrated at the heart center in your chest. And simply sit and be. And as we prepare to conclude our practice session together this morning, we can allow the peaceful energy which emanates from the core of our being, from our heart center, to expand outwards, pervading our entire body, washing over our minds, allowing us to feel absolute contentment. And we can set the intention for the day that we will remain anchored and poised in this state of peaceful contentment to the best of our ability as we go about our daily affairs. And so to conclude, begin to return your awareness to your physical body, noticing where your feet meet the floor and your body meets the chair, hearing the sounds occurring around you. And then when you're ready, you can just open your eyes. You can see. Okay. So that's the second technique offered by Patanjali, which is breath awareness. Now, if any of you have done meditation within Buddhist circles, you'll know that they use breath awareness quite a lot. One difference with yoga meditation is yogis regulate the breath as a means to harmonizing the movements within the body and to develop concentration. And then by regulating the breath, actually, we're training ourselves to experience better overall well-being. It will be my intention to offer a similar series in the future, just related to meditation and breath work. Maybe tomorrow I'll send you a link to a video series that I have on breathing if you're interested in knowing more. But for now, it might be something you'd like to do where this evening you find 5 or 10 or 15 minutes and just to sit down and same thing, just sit down, find a quiet space, and then just become aware you're breathing, regulate it. So the inhalation moves smoothly into the exhalation, and that the breathing flows at a ratio of inhalation to 1, exhalation for 2. And it's a practice, so it might not come easily straight away. It might take a little bit of time to get that because we're not always used to breathing in that rhythm. So it can take a little bit of time. We just do that for a short time, and then we just return our awareness to the breath as it flows naturally and allow it to bring our attention deeper within. That's it. You can do it for 10 or 15 minutes. See how it goes. Okay, listen, thank you all very much. If you have questions and stuff that's coming to mind as you experience this and as you apply it yourself, on Friday, if you write down your questions or queries, on Friday I'll give time to answering any questions that you might have. Okay, thank you all very much. Take care and have a good day, okay? Take care.